My life is my message, said Mahatma Gandhi. Mahatma Gandhi was one of the national leaders who fought for Indian independence. But it is indeed rare for someone to create as great an impact on a nation as Mahatma Gandhi did with India. Gandhi was a student of law, but he gave up his profession and chose to fight for his nation. He followed nonviolence and believed that war was not the answer to everything. According to him, an eye for an eye will only make the whole world blind. Gandhi was called Mahatma for a reason. He was a great soul in the eyes of his fellow Indians. His continuous efforts and perseverance are what brought all the leaders and the people together to stand against the British. He made everyone believe that together they could win their country back. Mahatma Gandhi can for sure be on that list as one of the greatest leaders in history. To be a leader like him is what one should aspire to be. To stand in front, to take the first hit, and live an exemplary life paving the way for future leaders to be. He said, "Be the change that you wish to see in the world," and that is exactly what he did. He was the change. He did what was necessary for the freedom of his fellow citizens and cared the least about his own life. He spearheaded numerous movements that led to his arrest and a lot of other life-threatening situations. Mahatma Gandhi's ideologies and sense of patriotism played a massive role in shaping the life of another leader who shares his birthday today with the Mahatma. He is none other than one of the greatest prime ministers the world has ever seen, Lal Bahadur Shastri. Shastriji's vision of a strong and self-dependent India led the path for green revolution which transformed the agricultural sector. His support for Amul Milk Cooperative and National Dairy Development Board brought a change in the dairy industry to make India self-reliant on milk production till date. We remember the slogan he gave to the country, Jai Jawan, Jai Kisan, during the 1965 war with Pakistan, motivating the common man and military by his honesty and self-will. The seeds he reaped in during his lifetime, be it as a leader along with Mahatma Gandhi in his non-violent movement or his efforts to revolutionize the country as the second prime minister during his tenure of 19 months, is impacting every level and sector of people of India till date. On this auspicious day, let us all wish their blessings will take India to become the greatest nation in the world. Jai Hind. I, Sriparna Chakrabarti from the Department of Computer Science, IADCA, heartily welcome you all to this auspicious occasion of Gandhi Jayanti to commemorate the 153rd birth anniversary of Mahatma Gandhi. I extend my warm welcome to the audience present here. I request the dignitaries to please do the homage.
सीताराम सीताराम भज प्यारे तू सीताराम 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 भज प्यारे तू सीताराम ईश्वर अल्लाह तेरे सबको सन्मति दे.
Please be seated. Now I would like to call upon our student Vibha Bhatt from IASMS to present a patriotic song.
Happy morning to everyone. वैष्णव जन तो तेने कहिए जे पीड़ पराई जाने रे पर दुखे उपकार करे तोए पर दुखे उपकार करे तोए मन अभिमान नाणे रे वैष्णव जन तो तेने कहिए जे पीड़ पराई जाने रे सकल लोकमा सहुने वंदे निंदा न करे के नीरे वाच काच मन निश्चल राखे धन धन जननी तेनी रे वैष्णव जन तो तेने कहिए जे पीड़ पराई जाने रे पर दुखे उपकार करे तोए पर दुखे उपकार करे तोए मन अभिमान नाणे रे थैंक यू
Thank you, Vibha, for this wonderful song. Now, I would like to invite Professor Ravi Shankar Ji from IADCA to deliver the welcome address.
ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಶುಭೋದಯ. ಗಾಂಧಿ ಜಯಂತಿ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮಕ್ಕೆ ಆಗಮಿಸಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂತಹ ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಸ್ವಾಗತವನ್ನು ಕೊಡ್ತೇನೆ. ಮೊದಲನೇದಾಗಿ ಈ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮಕ್ಕೆ ಮುಖ್ಯ ಅತಿಥಿಗಳಾಗಿ ಆಗಮಿಸಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂತಹ ಬಸವನಗುಡಿ ನ್ಯಾಷನಲ್ ಕಾಲೇಜು ಸ್ವಾಯತ್ತ ಸಂಸ್ಥೆಯ ಕುಲಸಚಿವರಾಗಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂತಹ ಪ್ರೊಫೆಸರ್ ಮೌಳೇಶ್ ಅವರಿಗೆ ಇಂಡಿಯನ್ ಅಕಾಡೆಮಿ ಸಮೂಹ ವಿದ್ಯಾಸಂಸ್ಥೆಯ ಸಂಸ್ಥಾಪಕರು ಹಾಗೂ ಅಧ್ಯಕ್ಷರೂ ಆದಂತಹ ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಟಿ ಸೋಮಶೇಖರ್ ಸರ್ ಅವರು ಹೂಕುಂಡವನ್ನು ನೀಡುವ ಮೂಲಕವಾಗಿ ಸ್ವಾಗತ ಕೋರಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಕೋರ್ಕೊಳ್ತೇನೆ. ಇದರ ಜೊತೆಗೆ ದ ಅಲ್ಟಿಮೇಟ್ ಗೋಲ್ ಆಫ್ ಲೈಫ್ ಎನ್ನುವ ಒಂದು ಕಿರು ಪುಸ್ತಕವನ್ನು ಕೂಡ ನೀಡಿ ಸ್ವಾಗತ ಕೋರಬೇಕಂತ ಕೋರ್ತೇನೆ. ಧನ್ಯವಾದಗಳು ಸರ್. ಇಂಡಿಯನ್ ಅಕಾಡೆಮಿ ಸಮೂಹ ವಿದ್ಯಾಸಂಸ್ಥೆಗಳ ಸಂಸ್ಥಾಪಕರು ಹಾಗೂ ಅಧ್ಯಕ್ಷರೂ ಆದಂತಹ ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಟಿ ಸೋಮಶೇಖರ್ ಸರ್ ಅವರಿಗೆ ಇಂಡಿಯನ್ ಅಕಾಡೆಮಿ ಪದವಿ ಪೂರ್ವ ಕಾಲೇಜಿನ ಪ್ರಾಂಶುಪಾಲರಾದಂತಹ ಪ್ರೊಫೆಸರ್ ರಾಜೇಶ್ವರಿ ಅವರು ಹೂಕುಂಡವನ್ನು ನೀಡುವ ಮೂಲಕವಾಗಿ ಸ್ವಾಗತ ಕೋರಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಕೇಳ್ಕೊಳ್ತೇನೆ. ಈ ಸಮಾರಂಭದಲ್ಲಿ ಹಾಜರಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂತಹ ಇಂಡಿಯನ್ ಅಕಾಡೆಮಿ ಪದವಿ ಕಾಲೇಜಿನ ಉಪ ಪ್ರಾಂಶುಪಾಲರಾದಂತಹ ಪ್ರೊಫೆಸರ್ ಶಾಲಿನಿ ಅವರಿಗೆ ಎಲ್ಲರ ಪರವಾಗಿ ಸ್ವಾಗತವನ್ನು ಕೋರ್ತೇನೆ. ಇಂಡಿಯನ್ ಅಕಾಡೆಮಿ ಪದವಿ ಕಾಲೇಜಿನ ವಿಜ್ಞಾನ ಮತ್ತು ತಂತ್ರಜ್ಞಾನ ವಿಭಾಗದ ನಿರ್ದೇಶಕರಾದಂತಹ ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಹರಿಹರನ್ ಅವರಿಗೂ ಕೂಡ ಸ್ವಾಗತವನ್ನು ಕೋರ್ತೇನೆ. ಪದವಿ ಕಾಲೇಜಿನ ಪರೀಕ್ಷಾ ವಿಭಾಗದ ನಿಯಂತ್ರಕರಾದಂತಹ ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಶ್ರೀನಿವಾಸ್ ರಾವ್ ಅವರಿಗೂ ಕೂಡ ಸ್ವಾಗತವನ್ನು ಕೋರ್ತೇವೆ. IASMS ನಿರ್ದೇಶಕರಾದಂತಹ ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ರೀನಾ ಶ್ಯಾಮ್ ಅವ್ರಿಗೂ ಕೂಡ ಸ್ವಾಗತವನ್ನು ಕೋರ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೇವೆ. ಪದವಿ ಪೂರ್ವ ಕಾಲೇಜಿನ ಪ್ರಾಂಶುಪಾಲರಾದಂತಹ ಪ್ರೊಫೆಸರ್ ರಾಜೇಶ್ವರಿ ಅವರಿಗೂ ಕೂಡ ಎಲ್ಲರ ಪರವಾಗಿ ಸ್ವಾಗತವನ್ನು ಕೋರ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೇವೆ. ನರ್ಸಿಂಗ್ ಕಾಲೇಜಿನ ಪ್ರಾಂಶುಪಾಲರಾದಂತಹ ಪ್ರೊಫೆಸರ್ ಲೀನಾ ಎಲಿಜಬೆತ್ ಅವ್ರಿಗೂ ಕೂಡ ಸ್ವಾಗತವನ್ನು ಕೋರ್ತೇವೆ. ಸಂಜೆ ಕಾಲೇಜಿನ ಪ್ರಾಂಶುಪಾಲರಾದಂತಹ ಪ್ರೊಫೆಸರ್ ಜಾಫರ್ ಮೊಹಮ್ಮದ್ ಅವ್ರಿಗೂ ಕೂಡ ಸ್ವಾಗತವನ್ನು ಕೋರ್ತೇವೆ. ಇಂಡಿಯನ್ ಅಕಾಡೆಮಿ ಸಮೂಹ ವಿದ್ಯಾಸಂಸ್ಥೆಗಳ ಎಲ್ಲ ವಿಭಾಗದ ಮುಖ್ಯಸ್ಥರು, ಪ್ರಾಧ್ಯಾಪಕ ವರ್ಗ, ಸಿಬ್ಬಂದಿಗಳು, ತಾಂತ್ರಿಕ ಸಿಬ್ಬಂದಿ ಹಾಗೂ ವಿದ್ಯಾರ್ಥಿ ಸಮುದಾಯಕ್ಕೆ ಈ ಸಂದರ್ಭದಲ್ಲಿ ವಿಶೇಷವಾದಂಥ ಸ್ವಾಗತವನ್ನು ಕೊಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೇವೆ. NCC, NSS, YRCS ಹಾಗೂ SWO ವಿದ್ಯಾರ್ಥಿ ಸಮುದಾಯಕ್ಕೂ ಕೂಡ ಸ್ವಾಗತವನ್ನು ಕೊಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೇವೆ. ಇನ್ನು ಈ ಸಮಾರಂಭಕ್ಕೆ ಮುಖ್ಯ ಅತಿಥಿಗಳಾಗಿ ಆಗಮಿಸಿರತಕ್ಕಂತಹ ಬಸವನಗುಡಿ ನ್ಯಾಷನಲ್ ಕಾಲೇಜು ಸ್ವಾಯತ್ತ ಸಂಸ್ಥೆಯ ಕುಲಸಚಿವರಾದಂತಹ ಪ್ರೊಫೆಸರ್ HK ಮೌಳೇಶ್ ಅವರ ಒಂದು ಕಿರು ಪರಿಚಯವನ್ನು ನಿಮ್ಮ ಮುಂದೆ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೇನೆ. ಯಾವುದೇ ಒಬ್ಬ ವ್ಯಕ್ತಿ ತನ್ನ ಜೀವಿತಾವಧಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ಸಂಸ್ಥೆಗೆ ಸೇವೆಯನ್ನು ದೀರ್ಘಕಾಲದವರೆಗೆ ಸಲ್ಲಿಸಿದ್ದೇ ಆದರೆ ಅದನ್ನು ಒಂದು ಸಾಧನೆ ಹಾಗೂ ಅಂಥವ್ರನ್ನ ಸಾಧಕರು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಬೇಕಾಗತ್ತೆ. ಅಂಥ ವ್ಯಕ್ತಿಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಮುಖ್ಯ ಅತಿಥಿಗಳು ಸೇರ್ತಾರೆ. ಸುಮಾರು 45 ವರ್ಷಗಳ ಕಾಲ ಇವರು ನ್ಯಾಷನಲ್ ಕಾಲೇಜಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಸೇವೆಯನ್ನು ಸಲ್ಲಿಸ್ಕೊಂಡು ಬಂದಿರತಕ್ಕಂಥದ್ದು ನಿಜಕ್ಕೂ ನಾವು ಹೆಮ್ಮೆ ಪಡಬೇಕಾದಂತಹ ವಿಷಯ. ಮೂಲತಃ ಸಮಾಜಶಾಸ್ತ್ರ ವಿಭಾಗದ ಪ್ರಾಧ್ಯಾಪಕರಾಗಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಇವರು. ರಾಷ್ಟ್ರ ಮಟ್ಟದ ಹಂತದಲ್ಲಿ ಸಾಕಷ್ಟು ವಿಚಾರ ಸಂಕಿರಣ ಹಾಗೂ ಶಿಬಿರಗಳನ್ನು ಯಶಸ್ವಿಯಾಗಿ ನಡೆಸಿದವರಾಗಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಇನ್ನು ಈ 45 ವರ್ಷಗಳ ಅವಧಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಇವರು ನಿರ್ವಹಿಸಿದಂತಹ ಹುದ್ದೆಗಳನ್ನು ನೋಡೋದೇ ಆದರೆ ನ್ಯಾಷನಲ್ ಕಾಲೇಜಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಶಿಕ್ಷಕರ ಸಂಘದ ಕಾರ್ಯದರ್ಶಿಗಳಾಗಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಇವರು, ಹಾಗೂ ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ವೆಲ್ಫೇರ್ ಆಫೀಸರ್ ಮತ್ತು ಯೋಜನಾ ಆಯೋಗದ ಉಸ್ತುವಾರಿಯನ್ನು ಕೂಡ ಇವರು ವಹಿಸಿಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ. 1997ರಿಂದ 2000ವರೆಗೂ ಹಾಗೂ 2007ರಿಂದ 2008ರವರೆಗೆ ಆ ಕಾಲೇಜಿನ ಉಪ ಪ್ರಾಂಶುಪಾಲರಾಗಿ ಸೇವೆಯನ್ನು ಸಲ್ಲಿಸಿದ್ದಾರೆ. 2007ರಿಂದ 2019ರವರೆಗೆ ಆ ಕಾಲೇಜಿನ ಪರೀಕ್ಷಾ ನಿಯಂತ್ರಕರಾಗಿ ಇವರು ಸೇವೆಯನ್ನು ಸಲ್ಲಿಸಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಇನ್ನು ಇವರ 45 ವರ್ಷಗಳ ದೀರ್ಘಕಾಲದ ಅವಧಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಇವರು ಹಲವಾರು ಹುದ್ದೆಗಳನ್ನು ಹಾಗೂ ಜವಾಬ್ದಾರಿಗಳನ್ನು ನಿರ್ವಹಿಸಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಅದನ್ನು ಗಮನಿಸೋದಾದರೆ 1996ರಿಂದ 2007ರವರೆಗೆ ಬೆಂಗಳೂರು ವಿಶ್ವವಿದ್ಯಾಲಯದ ಸಮಾಜಶಾಸ್ತ್ರ ಅಧ್ಯಾಪಕರ ಸಂಘದ ಸಂಸ್ಥಾಪಕ ಕಾರ್ಯದರ್ಶಿಗಳಾಗಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಹಾಗೂ 2005ರಿಂದ 2007ರವರೆಗೆ ಕರ್ನಾಟಕ ಸಮಾಜಶಾಸ್ತ್ರ ಸಂಘದ ಉಪಾಧ್ಯಕ್ಷರಾಗಿ ಇವರು ಕಾರ್ಯನಿರ್ವಹಿಸಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಬೆಂಗಳೂರು ಸಮಾಜ ವಿಜ್ಞಾನ ವೇದಿಕೆಯ ಖಜಾಂಚಿಯಾಗಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಹಾಗೂ ಕರ್ನಾಟಕ ಸರ್ಕಾರ ಪದವಿ ಪೂರ್ವ ಶಿಕ್ಷಣ ಮಂಡಳಿ ಆಯೋಜಿಸಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂತಹ ಪದವಿ ಪೂರ್ವ ಶಿಕ್ಷಕರ ಪುನರ್ಮನನ ಶಿಬಿರದಲ್ಲಿ ಸಾಕಷ್ಟು ವರ್ಷಗಳವರೆಗೆ ಸಂಪನ್ಮೂಲ ವ್ಯಕ್ತಿಯಾಗಿ ಇವರು ತಮ್ಮ ಸೇವೆಯನ್ನು ಸಲ್ಲಿಸಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಹಾಗೂ ಬೆಂಗಳೂರು ವಿಶ್ವವಿದ್ಯಾಲಯದ ಪದವಿ ಪರೀಕ್ಷೆಗಳ ಕಸ್ಟೋಡಿಯನ್ ಆಗಿಯೂ ಕೂಡ ಇವರು ಸೇವೆಯನ್ನು ಸಲ್ಲಿಸಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಹಾಗೂ ಉದಯ್ ಭಾನು ಕಲಾ ಸಂಘದ ಸ್ಕೂಲ್ ಆಫ್ ಸೋಷಿಯಲ್ ಸೈನ್ಸ್ ಸೆಂಟರ್ ಫಾರ್ ಅಡ್ವಾನ್ಸ್ ಸ್ಟಡೀಸ್ನ ಡೀನ್ ಆಗಿ ಇವರು ಕಾರ್ಯನಿರ್ವಹಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ಇಂತಹ ಮಹಾನುಭಾವರು ಇವತ್ತು ನಮ್ಮ ಈ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮಕ್ಕೆ ಮುಖ್ಯ ಅತಿಥಿಗಳಾಗಿ ಬಂದಿರತಕ್ಕಂಥದ್ದು ನಮ್ಮೆಲ್ಲರ ಸೌಭಾಗ್ಯ ಅಂತ ನಾನು ಭಾವಿಸ್ತೇನೆ. ಮತ್ತೊಮ್ಮೆ ಎಲ್ಲರ ಪರವಾಗಿ ನಾನು ಅವರಿಗೆ ಸ್ವಾಗತವನ್ನು ಕೋರುತ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೇನೆ. ಧನ್ಯವಾದಗಳು ಸರ್.
Thank you, sir, for that welcome address. Now I would like to call upon our student Deepthi R from IAPUC to deliver a speech.
ವೇದಿಕೆಯ ಮೇಲೆ ಉಪಸ್ಥಿತರಿರುವ ಎಲ್ಲ ಗುರುವರಿಯರಿಗೆ ವಂದಿಸುತ್ತೇನೆ. ನನ್ನ ಹೆಸರು ದೀಪ್ತಿ. ನಾನು ದ್ವಿತೀಯ PUCಯಲ್ಲಿ ವ್ಯಾಸಂಗ ಮಾಡುತ್ತಿದ್ದೇನೆ. ಗಾಂಧಿ ಜಯಂತಿಯ ಈ ದಿನದಂದು ನಾವೆಲ್ಲರೂ ದೇಶಪಿತ ಮಹಾತ್ಮ ಗಾಂಧೀಜಿಯವರ ಜೀವನದ ಒಂದು ಕಿರು ಅವಲೋಕನ ಸ್ಮರಿಸೋಣ. ಮೋಹನ್ ದಾಸ್ ಕರಮ್ಚಂದ್ ಗಾಂಧಿಯವರು ಅಕ್ಟೋಬರ್ 2, 1869ರಂದು ಗುಜರಾತ್ನ ಪೋರ್ಬಂದರಲ್ಲಿ ಜನಿಸಿದರು. ಗಾಂಧೀಜಿಯವರು ಬಹಳ ಧಾರ್ಮಿಕ ಹಿನ್ನೆಲೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಬೆಳೆದರು ಹಾಗೂ ಮೊದಲಿನಿಂದಲೂ ಅವರಿಗೆ ಸ್ವಯಂ ಶಿಸ್ತು ಮತ್ತು ಅಹಿಂಸೆಯ ಮಹತ್ವದ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಕಲಿಸಲಾಯಿತು. ತಾಯಿ ಪುತಳಿಬಾಯಿ ಅವರಿಂದ ಗಾಂಧೀಜಿಯವರು ಜೀವನದ ಅನೇಕ ಸದ್ಗುಣಗಳನ್ನು ಕಲಿತರು ಹಾಗೂ ಅದನ್ನು ಅಳವಡಿಸಿಕೊಂಡರೂ ಸಹ. ತನ್ನ 19ನೆಯ ವಯಸ್ಸಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಗಾಂಧೀಜಿಯವರು ಲಂಡನ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ಕಾನೂನು ಪದವಿಯನ್ನು ಅಭ್ಯಸಿಸಲು ಹೊರಟರು. ಪದವಿಯ ನಂತರ 1891ರಲ್ಲಿ ಅವರು ಮುಂಬೈ ನ್ಯಾಯಾಲಯದಲ್ಲಿ ವಕೀಲಿ ವೃತ್ತಿಯನ್ನು ಆರಂಭಿಸಿದರು. ವೃತ್ತಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಅವರ ಯಶಸ್ಸನ್ನು ಪರಿಗಣಿಸಿ ಅವರನ್ನು ದಕ್ಷಿಣ ಆಫ್ರಿಕಾದಲ್ಲಿನ ಭಾರತೀಯ ಸಂಸ್ಥೆಯನ್ನು ಪ್ರತಿನಿಧಿಸಲು ನಿಮಂತ್ರಿಸಲಾಯಿತು. ನಂತರ 20 ವರ್ಷಗಳ ಕಾಲ ಅವರು ದಕ್ಷಿಣ ಆಫ್ರಿಕಾದಲ್ಲಿ ವಾಸಿಸಿದರು. ಹಾಗಾದರೆ ನೀವು ಯೋಚಿಸುತ್ತಿರಬಹುದು, ಅವರು ದೇಶದ ಸ್ವಾತಂತ್ರ್ಯಕ್ಕಾಗಿ ಹೋರಾಡಲು ಕಾರಣವೇನು? ಪ್ರತಿಯೊಂದು ನಿರ್ಧಾರದ ಹಿಂದೆಯೂ ಒಂದು ಬಲವಾದ ಹಿನ್ನೆಲೆ ಇರುತ್ತದೆ. ಅಂತೆಯೇ ಗಾಂಧೀಜಿಯ ನಿರ್ಧಾರದ ಹಿಂದೆಯೂ ಒಂದು ಬಲವಾದ ಹಿನ್ನೆಲೆ ಇತ್ತು. ದಕ್ಷಿಣ ಆಫ್ರಿಕಾದಲ್ಲಿ ಭಾರತೀಯರು ವಲಸಿಗರಾಗಿದ್ದರಿಂದ ಅವರ ಮೇಲೆ ಸಾಕಷ್ಟು ದೌರ್ಜನ್ಯ ಮತ್ತು ತಾರತಮ್ಯ ಮಾಡಲಾಗುತ್ತಿತ್ತು. ಉದಾಹರಣೆಗೆ, ಗಾಂಧೀಜಿಯವರು ಆಫ್ರಿಕಾದಲ್ಲಿ ರೈಲಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಪ್ರಯಾಣಿಸುತ್ತಿರುವಾಗ ಯುರೋಪಿಯನ್ ಪ್ರಯಾಣಿಕರೊಬ್ಬರಿಗೆ ತಮ್ಮ ಸೀಟನ್ನು ಬಿಟ್ಟುಕೊಡಲು ನಿರಾಕರಿಸಿದ್ದಕ್ಕಾಗಿ ಬಿಳಿಯ ಚಾಲಕನೊಬ್ಬ ಅವರನ್ನು ಥಳಿಸಿ ಪ್ರಥಮ ದರ್ಜೆಯ ಕಂಪಾರ್ಟ್ಮೆಂಟಿನಿಂದ ಹೊರಹಾಕಿದರು. ಈ ಘಟನೆಯು ಗಾಂಧೀಜಿಯವರ ಜೀವನದ ಒಂದು ಮಹತ್ವದ ತಿರುವಾಯಿತು. ಇದರಿಂದ ಸಮಾಜದಲ್ಲಿ ಭಾರತೀಯರನ್ನು ಹೇಗೆ ನಡೆಸಿಕೊಳ್ಳಲಾಗುತ್ತದೆ ಎಂಬ ಪರಿಸ್ಥಿತಿಯ ಅರಿವಾಯಿತು. ಆ ದಿನ ಗಾಂಧೀಜಿಯವರು ಜನರ ಒಳಿತಿಗಾಗಿ ಉತ್ತಮ ಬದಲಾವಣೆಯನ್ನು ತರಲು ನಿರ್ಧರಿಸಿದರು. ಪರಿಸ್ಥಿತಿಯನ್ನು ನಿರ್ಲಕ್ಷಿಸುವ ಬದಲು ಅದನ್ನು ಹೋರಾಟ ಮಾಡಲು ನಿರ್ಧರಿಸಿದರು. ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ಗಾಂಧೀಜಿ ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಸತ್ಯ, ಅಹಿಂಸೆ, ಸತ್ಯಾಗ್ರಹದ ಪರಿಕಲ್ಪನೆಯ ಮಹತ್ವವನ್ನು ತಿಳಿಸಿದರು. ಅನ್ಯಾಯದ ವಿರುದ್ಧ ಹೋರಾಡಲು ನಿಷ್ಕ್ರಿಯ ಪ್ರತಿರೋಧವು ಏಕೈಕ ಮಾರ್ಗವಾಗಿದೆ. ಪ್ರತಿರೋಧದ ಮೂಲಕ ಸ್ವಾತಂತ್ರ್ಯವನ್ನು ಸಾಧಿಸಬಹುದು ಎಂದು ಮನವರಿಕೆ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಟ್ಟರು. ಜುಲೈ 1914ರಲ್ಲಿ ಗಾಂಧೀಜಿಯವರು ಭಾರತಕ್ಕೆ ಮರಳಿದರು. ಮೊದಲಿಗೆ ಬ್ರಿಟಿಷರ ವಿರುದ್ಧ 1919ರ ರೌಲಟ್ ಕಾಯ್ದೆಯ ವಿರುದ್ಧ ಪ್ರತಿಭಟಿಸಿದರು. ಹೀಗಾಗಿ 1919ರ ಭಾರತೀಯ ಸ್ವಾತಂತ್ರ್ಯಕ್ಕಾಗಿ ಹೋರಾಡಿದ ನಾಯಕರಲ್ಲಿ ಅತ್ಯಂತ ಪ್ರಭಾವಿ ಮತ್ತು ಗೋಚರ ನಾಯಕರಾಗಿ ಗುರುತಿಸಿಕೊಂಡರು. ಬ್ರಿಟಿಷರ ಆಳ್ವಿಕೆಯ ವಿರುದ್ಧ ಹಲವಾರು ವೇಗದ ಮತ್ತು ಅಹಿಂಸಾತ್ಮಕ ಪ್ರತಿಭಟನೆಗಳು ನಡೆದವು. ಅವುಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ದಂಡಿ ಸತ್ಯಾಗ್ರಹ, 1942ರ ಅಸಹಕಾರ ಚಳುವಳಿ, ಕ್ವಿಟ್ ಇಂಡಿಯಾ ಚಳುವಳಿ ಪ್ರಮುಖವಾದವುಗಳಾಗಿವೆ. ನಂತರ ಫಲವಾಗಿ 1947ರಲ್ಲಿ ಬ್ರಿಟಿಷರು ಭಾರತದ ಆಳ್ವಿಕೆಯಿಂದ ಮುಕ್ತವಾಯಿತು. ಆದರೆ ದೇಶವನ್ನು ಭಾರತ ಮತ್ತು ಪಾಕಿಸ್ತಾನ ಎಂಬ 2 ವಸಾಹತುಗಳಾಗಿ ವಿಭಜಿಸಲಾಯಿತು. ಗಾಂಧೀಜಿಯವರು ಈ ನಿರ್ಧಾರವನ್ನು ವಿರೋಧಿಸಿದರು. ಆದರೆ ವಿಭಜನೆಯ ನಂತರ ಹಿಂದೂ ಹಾಗೂ ಮುಸ್ಲಿಮರು ಆಂತರಿಕವಾಗಿ ಶಾಂತಿಯನ್ನು ಸಾಧಿಸುತ್ತಾರೆ ಎಂದು ಯೋಚಿಸಿ ಅಂತಿಮವಾಗಿ ಒಪ್ಪಿಕೊಂಡರು. ನಮ್ಮ ದೇಶಕ್ಕಾಗಿ ಅನೇಕ ನಾಯಕರು ಪ್ರಾಣತ್ಯಾಗ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಆದರೆ ಮಹಾತ್ಮ ಗಾಂಧೀಜಿಯವರಿಗೆ ಅಂತಹ ವಿಶೇಷತೆ ಏನು? ಅವರ ನಾಯಕತ್ವದ ಗುಣಗಳು, ಗಮನಾರ್ಹ ತತ್ವಗಳು, ಸ್ವಾತಂತ್ರ್ಯವನ್ನು ಸಾಧಿಸಲು ಕೊನೆಯಿಲ್ಲದ ಸಮರ್ಪಣಾ ಭಾವನೆ ಅವರನ್ನು ರಾಷ್ಟ್ರಪಿತನನ್ನಾಗಿ ಮಾಡುತ್ತದೆ. ಕೊನೆಯದಾಗಿ, ಇಂದಿನ ಯುವ ಪೀಳಿಗೆಯಾದ ನಾವುಗಳು ಅವರ ತತ್ವ ಆದರ್ಶಗಳನ್ನು ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಮಟ್ಟಿಗಾದರೂ ನಮ್ಮ ಜೀವನದಲ್ಲಿ ಅಳವಡಿಸಿಕೊಳ್ಳಬೇಕು ಎಂಬ ವಿನಂತಿಯೊಂದಿಗೆ ನನ್ನ ಮಾತುಗಳನ್ನು ಮುಕ್ತಾಯಗೊಳಿಸುತ್ತೇನೆ. ಧನ್ಯವಾದಗಳು.
Thank you, Deepthi, for that lovely compilation. Now it's time to hear from our Honorable Chief Guest, Professor H.K. Moli, sir.
Dr. Somshekar, sir, all the faculty members, principals, invitees, and dear students. Shriparna madam and Deepthi, they have made my work very easy. What I had to share with you, most of it is have been shared by them. Well, Einstein, most of you have heard about this. It's a very oft quoted lines of Einstein. Einstein had kept two photographs on his table. And one was Mahatma Gandhi ji. Somebody asked, why are you keeping this old man's photograph? He said, he stands for humanity. He stands for human values. That's why I'm actually keeping Mahatma Gandhi ji's photo, because they have never, at the time they had not met each other. But he had heard about Mahatma Gandhi ji. Then the famous line of Einstein, oft-quoted line is, when he was asked to say something about him, he said, after 100 years, people may think that such a person has ever walked on this earth. People may forget him. Thank God we have not forgotten. Well, Papu Gandhi, Chota Mohandas Karamchand Gandhi, became a Bapu due to several social circumstances. Deepti has already made a mention of his visit to South Africa. After completing his law degree from London, he comes to India. So he wanted to practice, and so he was seeking, a senior lawyer under whom he would take some training, later on register, at bar as an independent advocate. He was a junior person, learning the court procedure and other things, carrying the files to the court along with his senior. At that time, an opportunity arose. One Mr. Ahmad, he had a suit in Africa. He wanted a person who knew Gujarati and English. So he was searching, for an advocate, and his senior, he asked, Mohandas to help him out. So in that context, he had to go to South Africa. And while going to South Africa, Gandhiji carried several books to read in that ship. Two books which made indelible mark on his mind. One was Leo Tolstoy's Resurrection. The second one, which became a basis for his Sarvodaya movement later on, was John Ruskin's Unto the Last. Unto the last. Till the last fellow has been uplifted, no Sarvodaya. Sarvodaya is Yellara Udaya. Ellaru yavaga progress ಆಗಬೇಕು, ದೇಶ ಯಾವಾಗ ಸಮರ್ಪಕವಾಗಿ ಅದು ಪ್ರಗತಿಯನ್ನು ಹೊಂದಿದೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ, ಕಟ್ಟ ಕಡೆಯ ವ್ಯಕ್ತಿ ಮೇಲಕ್ಕೆತ್ತಲ್ಪಟ್ಟಾಗ ಮಾತ್ರ ಅದು ಸರ್ವೋದಯ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, ಸರ್ವೋದಯ ಮೂವ್ಮೆಂಟ್. Well, Gandhiji established an ashram. I don't want to speak about his stay and the movement, organizing Indians there, etc. After a few years, he had established an ashram in South Africa. The name of that ashram was Tagore ashram. Rabindranath Tagore's name was kept. And he comes back. He had suffered a lot due to apartheid. Apartheid andre Varna Dvesha Niti. ಅವರು ಮೆನ್ಷನ್ ಮಾಡಿದರು ಹೇಗೆ ರೈಲಲ್ಲಿ ಒಬ್ಬ ಇವರು ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ಕಂಪಾರ್ಟ್ಮೆಂಟು ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ಟಿಕೆಟ್ ಇದೆ, ಹಿ ಹ್ಯಾಸ್ ಎವ್ರಿ ರೈಟ್ ಟು ಟ್ರಾವೆಲ್, ಬಟ್ ಡ್ಯೂ ಟು ದಟ್ racism in South Africa, blacks, colored people were not allowed to travel, you see, in the first class compartment, and whites were there and they objected. And finally, the railway authorities, they come and they just physically throw him out on the platform. And his bag and other things were thrown. That was a very painful situation. And he had to face similar, humiliation several times when he was in South Africa. So he had made up his mind to fight against these people and fight against the British. He comes back home and he wanted to join the Indian National Congress so that he could take part, you see, in freedom struggle. At that time, you see, the one from Gujarat who was very popular figure in Indian National Congress was Gopalakrishna Gokhale. He goes to Gokhale and asks him to take him as a member of this Congress. Gokhale asks him, "What do you know about your country?" Well, he had introduced himself that he is Bharatla from London and he agitated the scene in South Africa and all that. Then Gopalakrishna Gokhale's first question was, "What do you know about your country?" Very less. So he says, if you want to really fight for your people, first know your people. Travel, not by train or bus or anything. See? Walk, meet people, know their problems. So Gandhiji started with some clothes, some money. He started from his place. During that time, you see, these hotels, motels, etc. were very rare, only in big cities, maybe. On one evening, on the banks of Narmada, there was a charitable home. The people, travelers, they could come and stay for a night. Very, very close to Narmada river. And he used to get up very early. At about 4:30, he got up. Just about 300 meters, river was there with brush, toothpaste and a towel. He goes there, still dark. And he, brushing and washing, all these things, see. And he hears, you see, a faint female voice. "How long do you take? Man, please go away." Then he spots, you see, a figure, a female figure in the water. Only her face was visible, head. And water was coming from her side. Then he queries, "Ma'am, I am not actually disturbing you. In fact, you see, the water is coming from your side." Then she says, "Look here, my dear fellow, I am a poor lady. I have only one sari. Every morning I come here I washed that sari, place it there, take bath, and go and take. Today, unfortunately, you are here. Before people come over there, she should have finished, see, her bath and should have gone. And this man is sitting, she can't come out. That's the problem. See, please go away. Otherwise, see, now people start pouring in. That was, a pricking moment. What these people are. A lady who has got only one sari to wear. What a situation is this? And Gandhi, these Gujaratis, you see, they wear a big pagdi, maybe about 10 yards cloth, you see, the turban. And he takes it out and throws towards her, "Madam, please have this also. Wear this and go." That day, this half-clad fakir, as Churchill called him, a half-clad, ardambarda batte utkondro fakira anta Churchill ivarna karadadu. Karana ishte. That day, he made a vow that I will not actually see wear all this so much of cloth till my people actually see have enough clothing. I have no right to wear. You see, he was wearing dhoti, coat, and so many things. You see that pagdi. I don't have any right to wear. In munde nanu mana mushlikke one tundu, ಮೈಕೈ ಒರೆಸ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿಕ್ಕೆ ಒಂದು ಮುಂಡು, ಒಂದು ತುಂಡು and one mundu. That's all. Every day, see, only 2 pieces of cloth I'll wear. Until his last breath, he wore only those 2. That was Mahatma Gandhi. Many events actually, see, made him to get converted. See, like anybody. He also had a lot of bad habits. He smoked, he drank, he ate meat during his student days because of his friends. But all these things, when we do something wrong, we'll have no guts to speak about it, say. But here was a man, he would speak truth always. Mother was very afraid when he wanted to go to London to do his Baratla. And there was also, you see, a dharmic thing that you can't cross, you see, the seas and come back. And then he promises his mother that I'll not drink, I'll not eat meat, I'll always speak truth. See, the mother's influence on Gandhiji is, from his younger days. She used to tell stories. She was a Vaishnavite. See, Harishchandra's story was told by his mother, and that actually she had stayed. Self-reliance, that particular idea was, imbibed to him by his mother. He had read all major scriptures. And one common thing, you see, among all these major scriptures, whether it was Bhagavad Gita or Holy Quran or Zendavasta, Bible, working for humanity, love for humanity, worship the humanity, see, Janata, Janardhan. These things actually, see, have made him. Can anyone, students I am talking about, say who called him Mahatma? Gandhiji never called himself as a Mahatma. Okay, father of the nation. It was Rabindranath Tagore, you see, who gave this title Mahatma, because there was only one Mahatma at the time, and that was again a Gujarati saint, Narsim Mehta. Then his song was very much liked by Mahatma Gandhi ji, that was sung here, Vaishnava Jain Rote Ne Kahiye, Narsi Mehta. Later on, Jyotiba Phule of Pune, who waged self-reliance, self-respect movement, Mahatma Phule. Gandhiji's Mahatma title was third one, not first one. So it was Rabindranath Tagore who called him Mahatma. Well, Gandhiji, he became a member of the Congress, Indian National Congress, and so many years he was the chairman of or president of a Congress session, annual session, only once. That was in Karnataka. 1924 Belgaum Congress ಅಧಿವೇಶನದಲ್ಲಿ ಮಹಾತ್ಮ ಗಾಂಧೀಜಿಯವರು ಆ ಅಧಿವೇಶನದ ಅಧ್ಯಕ್ಷರಾಗಿದ್ದರು ಒಂದೇ ಸತಿ. ಸುಭಾಷ್ ಚಂದ್ರ ಬೋಸ್ ಅವರೂ ಸಹ ಒಂದು ಕಾಂಗ್ರೆಸ್ ಅಧಿವೇಶನದ ಅಧ್ಯಕ್ಷರಾಗಿದ್ದವರು ಇವ್ರ ಜೊತೆಯಲ್ಲೇ ಇದ್ದವರು. ಮುಂದೆ ಯುದ್ಧದ ಸಂದರ್ಭದಲ್ಲಿ ಇವರು ಬ್ರಿಟಿಷರನ್ನ ವಿರೋಧಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀವಿ, ನಾವು ಬ್ರಿಟಿಷರ ಪರ, ನಮ್ಮ ಸೈನ್ಯ ಅವರಿಗೆ ಸಪೋರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದಾಗ ಅವರು ಕಾಂಗ್ರೆಸ್ಸನ್ನು ತೊರೆದು ದೂರ ಹೋಗ್ತಾರೆ. He organized the Indian National Army, INA. And INA inauguration was done at Singapore, 5:30 in the evening. Subhash Chandra Bose, he delivers an inaugural address through radio. The first word, Subhash Chandra Bose uttered, he had antagonized Gandhiji, he went out and all those things as he was there. But the first word, he uttered was, "My salutes to Father of the Nation, Mahatma Gandhi." Father of the Nation title was from Subhash Chandra Bose. Well, Gandhiji is highly relevant for today. Today, in the sense, this particular day of the world. Everywhere we find cruelty maximizing. Recently we have seen, the war still going on Ukraine. Europeans are suffering. Germany has no power, no gas, nothing. Because Russia supplies, gas 1,500 feet down in the sea. The pipeline has been laid. Nobody knows whether Russia's tactic to bend European nations which supported Ukraine, that some sabotage has been done, or naturally it had cracked. Now the gas supply is gone, and methane gas is coming out. We don't know what it's going to, create. Havocs may be created because of leakage of the methane. So in this kind of, and everywhere you find, terrorism, violence, poverty. In this context, Gandhiji's idea of non-violence becomes very, very salient. I think 20th century's great invention had been using non-violence as a method, to defeat the opponent. We talked about, so many inventions and, but I think making, non-violence as a tool to reach, his goal. That was the means to achieve the freedom. So Mahatma Gandhi is highly relevant today. If we follow his path, Swachhata, he gave, first and foremost importance to cleanliness. If any institution invited him, first, he would go and inspect, the toilets. If the toilets are clean, that speaks of, the value of that particular institution. So, Swachh Bharat mission, Gandhiji's. Self-reliance, Gandhiji's. He fought against foreign goods. Students must read, one book. Apart from, my experiments with the truth, that is the autobiography. But one simple book is there. That particular book should be read, by everyone. A small book, Hind Swaraj. In that, he talks about, the industrialization and maladies created by industrialism. On the one hand, Saram Vishwesharaya says, either industrialize or perish. Here is an old man who says that, it is the British who brought in their trains the industrialization. It is that has ruined, our artisans, our culture, everything. So now that Swadeshi movement. Now we have that particular thing. So most of the things that are needed today, they have already been, stated by Mahatma Gandhi. In that sense, he was a visionary, a messiah of peace and non-violence. So we are remembering him, 153rd birthday. Similarly, I appreciate you people. Madam made a mention of Lal Bahadur Shastriji's birthday today. Both are great people, and both have valued simplicity. So I'm highly thankful to you all, and particularly the management for having invited me to say a few words. address you on this very, very auspicious day. Thank you very much.
Sir, we would like to thank you for accepting our invitation and enlightening all of us about the Mahatma. We hope that our students will practice the same values and principles and grow to be responsible citizens of India. Now it's time to honor our chief guest. I would like to request Sarita ma'am kindly to come and escort sir. I would like to request our beloved chairman, Dr. T. Somshekar sir, to do the honor, and other head of the institutions to please join in.
रघुपति राघव राजा राम पतित पावन सीताराम.
Thank you. Now I would like to invite the students of IACON for a group song.
देश मेरे तेरी शान पे सदके कोई धन है क्या तेरी धूल से बढ़ के तेरी धूप से रोशन तेरी हवा पे जिंदा तू बाग है मेरा मैं तेरा परिंदा मैं अर्जी दीवाने की एक रोज वही मेरी शाम हो कभी याद करे जो जमाना माटी पे मर मिट जाना जिक्र में शामिल मेरा नाम हो ओ देश मेरे तेरी शान पे सदके कोई धन है क्या तेरी धूल से बढ़ के तेरी धूप से रोशन तेरी हवा पे जिंदा तू बाग है मेरा मैं तेरा परिंदा चल तेरा रहे माँ रंग बिरंगा हो ऊंचा आसमां से हो तेरा तिरंगा जीने की इजाजत दे दे या हुक्म शहादत दे दे मंजूर हमें जो भी तू चुने रेशम का हो मधुशाला या कपन सिपाही वाला ओढ़ेंगे हम जो भी तूने ओ देश मेरे तेरी शान पे सदके कोई धन है क्या तेरी धूल से बढ़ के तेरी धूप से रोशन तेरी हवा पे जिंदा
Thank you, students. Now it's time for a group dance by our IADCA students.
ऐनक पहने लाठी पकड़े चलते थे वो शान से, जालिम कांपे थर 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 सुनकर उनका नाम रे। पद था उनका छोटा सा और सरपट उनकी चाल रे, दुबले से पतले से थे वो चलते सीना तान गे।
रघुपति राघव राजा राम, पतित पावन सीताराम।
प्रभु अब धीरज मत देना, धीरज मत देना। सहते जाए सहते जाए सहते जाए, ऐसा बल भी मत देना, ऐसा बल भी उठ कर करने हैं कुछ काम, रघुपति राघव राजा राम। रघुपति राघव राजा राम, उठ कर करने हैं कुछ काम, रघुपति राघव राजा राम, उठ कर करने हैं कुछ काम।
Thank you, students, for that wonderful performance. Now, I would like to invite our beloved chairman, Dr. T. Somshekar sir, to deliver the presidential address.
Our chief guest today, Professor Maulesh sir, all the faculty members, principals, and my dear students. Warm greetings to all of you on the birth anniversary of our father of the nation, Mahatma Gandhi ji, as well as our second Prime Minister, Lal Bahadur Shastri ji's birthday today. First of all, very happy to be part of this lovely celebration of these two great leaders' birth anniversary in our institution. I also would like to appreciate the efforts of our principals and other key members who have selected or found Professor Maulesh sir's time to, which is a very apt choice in terms of a person who not only admires but practices Gandhian values. Being associated with such an occasion is wonderful development. For some of you who are not aware about National Education Society, National College in Gandhi Bazaar, they have institutions elsewhere in Karnataka. I never met H. Narasimha as sir, HN is popularly called, was a great admirer of Gandhi and lived in the times of Gandhiji and met him on few occasions. I would call him probably from Karnataka for Mahatma Gandhi, one of the most probably a pet student or follower was HN. And I never met HNG, but I admired as a chairperson of main person of this movement, establishing national colleges across Karnataka. He lived entire his life in one of those hostels, I was believed. Never had a separate house or mansion. Lived with fellow students in the hostels and rose to the level of becoming a vice chancellor of our Bangalore University. And Professor Maulesh worked with him for more than 30 years, I was told, from 1975 to 2005. So someone like that who had really followed Gandhian values throughout his life and rubbing shoulders with such a person, being part of this wonderful ceremony is very gratifying and happy about that. Thank you, Professor Maulesh, for joining us. Small tidbits, I was told that Professor Shalini and our Sarita librarian were students, former students of Professor Maulesh ji. I'm sure they have convinced him and brought him here. Coming back to the occasion, some of the speeches that were made by our faculty member, Suparna, right? Shriparna, and our PUC student Deepthi. I was really listening to her with rapt attention. Although she was a bit anxious, she brought in many eventful moments of Mahatma Gandhi, which most of you need to at least once in a while go back and look in YouTube, or if possible at least watch Attenborough's Gandhiji's movie. It's a great depiction of his life and his contributions, not only to India, but to the humanity as Professor Maulesh has recollected. Again, thanks to all the students who have brought some of those values in various forms, whether it is beautiful rendering, singing, or dance forms. I'm sure one more activity is going to come up. All those, I truly believe, are means to communicate and educate all of you about what he stood for all his life and what were his contributions. Students, some of you on the back side, please listen to me. All of us, I'm sure, have forgotten Gandhiji, and his values, his ideals are very difficult to follow. For most of us, we are caught in our own rat race. But at least few of them, if we could follow, I think we can make this place a better place. My utmost request about his values, what are relevant that we could follow. First, I would start with our own teachers, our own principals. What he said, probably Gokhaleji told Gandhiji, know your country if you want to do something in your country. If you want to work for your students, know your staff. As principals, as vice principals, as directors, as heads of the departments, if you don't know your team, how are you going to work with them? How are you going to manage your team? Gandhiji has to manage the entire nation and inspire them. He was therefore not called manager but a leader who could able to remotely inspire with his values and vision. But as managers, it's very difficult for us to inspire people and get things done from them if you don't know them. Maybe there is someone just coming from Hennur Cross, somebody coming from Kumaraswamy layout, other end of the city to your office. If you know that, you would be little considerate for the person who is coming from Kumaraswamy layout versus who is coming from. So knowing your students, knowing your faculty would be one value. For us, we could take it, as was clearly explained by our chief guest, which we can make a difference here. Only one thing, according to me, what he stood for was achieved. That is freedom to India, liberation from colonial power. But most of his other values and ideals remains to be completely fulfilled. I'm sure if you can spend some time about the speech given by our chief guest and also Deepthi, you can recollect how many of them are not fulfilled. Talked about Sarvodaya movement, eradication of poverty. Racism, which he stood for, is still prevalent across the globe. Non-violence, which he stood for, still not achieved. On his birthday, although UN called it World Non-Violence Day, I'm sure there are rockets firing and missiles going across in the remaining part of the world. And those people who are part of United Nations organization who have endorsed this day to be non-violence, World Non-Violence Day, are not observing it. That is the level of hypocrisy that is there in such high places. We can't do anything about it. Only what we can do is at least understand where some of those ideals, if we all accept their good values, then we need to see, coming from the racist fight against racism, when he came to India, he immediately understood we are a very complex society. We have people from all kinds of faith, Christians, Muslims, Parsis, Hindus, and then within Hindus, probably some, countless groups divided by various, again, faith-related issues, right? Such a group, he thought, unless otherwise we bring them together, eradicate these divisions, internally we cannot be stronger. Today, all of you can close your eyes and ask how much we have achieved in removing these differences in our society, whether it is interreligious or within religion, intersects, intergroups, how much still is prevalent. Yesterday I was in my village. For some reason, I still see that there are many people who cannot enter temple. Okay, so where is this untouchability part eradicated? It's prevalent to me. If I go to those places, it's there wide open. There are people come and say, I go and try to shake hand, they'll say, no sir, how are you, like that, right? So it depends upon who you are, what you are, in order for them to even put their hand around your body. So a lot of these things are still there. I think some of us have failed in our lifetime to do anything about it, although we talk about it here and there. But I think youngsters like you, who probably have much cleaner hearts, more cleaner souls, probably can address these things much better. You don't care who is sitting with you, your friend, whether he is Lingayat, Vakkaliga, whether he is this, that, whether he is Christian, Muslim, you don't give a damn, right? I would like you to keep that and continue in that spirit, and so that indirectly you are valuing Gandhian ideals and promoting his ideals, at least in that area. Cleanliness is another thing which there is a lot of fillip given by present government, which I'm very happy about it, but he practiced those days, correct? And first thing he used to do wherever he was is building toilets and other things. And in our institution, we have done a lot of work to make sure our toilets, especially boys' toilets, are upgraded and kept very clean and tidy. But I go to now and then bathrooms and see a lot of violence there. Broken glasses, broken commodes. So cleanliness and non-violence. In very bathroom is what I am seeing, violence and not very clean. Boys can do a lot about it to promote Gandhian values in our own system. I'm sure in your own house, when you go, instead of expecting your mom to clean your commode, flush it, take whatever is available, clean the toilet. I think by doing so, you are staying by Gandhian values. Just remember those things. And yes, these are some of the things I wanted to share, and his values are relevant for today and Gandhian values are relevant for tomorrow, as acknowledged by many people. How many of you know that in the recent times, like Nelson Mandela and many other, Martin Luther King, who have truly followed him to achieve their own objectives, whether it is civil rights for black Americans or getting freedom from racist apartheid governments in South Africa by Nelson Mandela. So his values are always relevant, going to be relevant, as long as you have a heart to look at it and follow those things. These few words, I am happy to close my thoughts about Mahatma Gandhi and his contributions. And I would like to congratulate and thank all of you students on a Sunday to come in these big numbers and join in these celebrations. Thank you. Good day to all of you.
Thank you, sir, for enlightening us on the values and principles of Mahatma. Next, we have a special performance by the NSS students of IADCA. touching performance on saving the forest and its entities. Now, I would like to invite Professor Muralidhar from IADCA to deliver the vote of thanks.
Be thankful for what you have. You will end up having more. If you concentrate on what you don't have, you will never ever have enough. Good morning to one and all present here. I am Professor Muralidhara, standing before to thank each one of you on this occasion. On behalf of Indian Academy Group of Institutions, I extend a really hot vote of thanks to our chief guest, Professor Maulis sir, who spared time from his busy schedule and taught the Gandhi and his lifestyle. On behalf of the Indian Academy Group of Institution, I would like to thank sir. Thank you, sir. I thank our beloved chairman, Dr. T. Somsekhar sir, who graced us with his presence and guidance. Thank you, sir. Thank you for sharing your words of wisdom. I express my gratitude to Professor S. Shalini, Vice Principal, Indian Academy Degree College Autonomous. Thank you, Madam. I thank all the heads of the institutions for their performance. Dr. Reena Sham, Director, Indian Academy School of Management Studies. Thank you, Madam. Professor Rajeshwari, Principal, Indian Academy PU College. Thank you, Madam. Professor Leena Elizabeth, Principal, Indian Academy School of Nursing. Thank you, Madam. Professor Jafar Mohammed C, Principal, Indian Academy Evening Degree College. Thank you, sir. I extend my sincere gratitude to Director, Science and Technology, Dr. Ariyaran, sir. Thank you, sir, for your presence. It's my privilege to thank the Control of Examination Indian Academy Degree College Autonomous, Dr. Srinivas Rao. Thank you, sir. I also thanks all HODs of Indian Academy Group of Institution for your presence. Thank you all. It's also my privilege to thank all the colleagues, teaching, non-teaching and technical staffs who supported for this program. Thank you all for your kind support. A very special thank to all the students, NCC cadets, NSS volunteers, YRC group for their active support. Once again, thank you one and all. Have a good day. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. With that, we have come to the end of today's program. I would like to thank all of you for gracing the occasion. Have a very good day. I would request all of you to please rise for the national anthem.
जन गण मन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड उत्कल बंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्चल जलधि तरंगा तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष मांगे गाहे तव जय गाथा जन गण मंगल दायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय जय जय